Joining us for tonight's ceremonial ball drop are members of the Breast Cancer Awareness Association, Lois Joseph, Sandy Fisher, Brandy McMurray, Marlene Miller, and Natalie Iden. Taking the face-off for team captains from the Washington Stealth, Kyle Sorensen, and for the Swarm, number 98, Callum Crawford. If you would like to drop the ball at a Swarm game, call 888-MN-SWARM or visit mnswarm.com. Good evening, I'm Tom Brokenjaw. Let's go live now down to the turf with the lover of lacrosse, the king of info, the top dog, my close personal friend, the Toyota Professor.
All right, Swarm fans, we're here with Cadillac Tyler Carlson, wearing a beautiful green shirt, a beautiful helmet. Everything is for auction tonight, Tyler.
Yeah, that's correct. My helmet guy and I decided to make a helmet so we can auction it off for a great cause. And Kirky's going to be auctioning his helmet off in the future for a guy named Kyle Miller. He's also going through cancer right now, so let's look for his helmet in the future.
Very quickly, get the crowd up and running in these beautiful green outfits of yours. Get them going, Tyler.
All right, boys, let's hear it. Let's hear it. All right, let's get up, let's go.
Let's go.
Shimmy!
Let's go.
All right, lacrosse fans, welcome inside the Hive, Treasure Island Field, XL Energy Center. It's National Lacrosse League action right here on 45 TV, and it's Jake Elliott and Joe Moore with you, and we're down at center floor. The Swarm are in green here for St. Patrick's Day, and the Stealth in the white, the red, and the black, and we're underway. As the late arriving Jordan McIntosh takes that drive, playing with a heavy heart here, Joe, as Jordan McIntosh's uncle passing away earlier this week, and Jordan taking a quick trip home as the Stealth will get the opening possession here. This is the third meeting of the season for these two teams. Both teams winning on their home floor. Lewis Ratcliffe out on the half wall. Check there by David Earl. Now it's out high to Reese Dutch. Tried to sling one in behind the goal, and Andrew Watt all over that one. As the ball down on the turf now. Shot clock winding down. And the Stealth will not get a shot on their opening possession. That's the way you want to come out, Joe. Tough defense right off the bat here for the Swarm.
Yeah, great defensive stand there for Minnesota to start things off here tonight. Yeah, interesting that both teams have won on their home floor. Washington has never won here during the regular season, Jake. I don't want to jinx things off the top, but interesting stat.
Yeah, very interesting. Here's Callum Crawford, feet inside. Here's Shane Jackson, corkscrew shot. Put it over top of the goal, and Ryan Benesh feeds Kyle Matisse, who skipped one wide on the short side and up into about the fifth row. Good crowd on hand here inside the Hive for Hive Cares night. Now a turnover here right near center. Ball up for grabs. And it'll be picked up by Tyler Haas. Good pressure upfield there for the Swarm. Caused the turnover. And Alex Krepensek will find his RAT teammate, Jordan McIntosh. Skip it across. Now quick pass. There's Benish with a shot. Looking low. And Richards leaning the wrong way. Got enough of it to keep it out.
Really nice passing back and forth, trying to get Richards to move left and right.
Delayed call now coming up against Minnesota. I believe this will be for too many men, because I think they might have shot a guy out the back gate a little bit early. As they'll get you the scratches here momentarily. Reese Dutch, the third leading scorer. Now out high, sub shot, save from Carlson as he makes his first save, but play on, says the referee, as Ratcliffe has it back. And a new 30 to work with here on a 6-on-5 empty net for the Stealth. Feet out high, Ratcliffe, that one tipped off his stick and back across center. Ref says play on. Still 18 seconds to go in the shot clock as Ratcliffe will bring it back in the zone. Just over 2 minutes into this opening quarter, no score. Delayed call against the Swarm here. Bucktooth, tuck and go, feet across, skip past Dean Hill, save from Carlson. As Sorensen will pick it up and will get the call. As I believe it will be a too many men, as Jake Card, the in-home today, will come across Treasure Island Field and serve the bench minor.
That is the call indeed. Boy, a couple of good things here, Jake. Two good defensive stands to start the evening for the Swarm, and Tyler Carlson moving really well in the net on that last possession.
Brett Bucktooth will be the setup man. Ratcliffe and Dutch on the shooters. Dean Hill and Iannucci down on the crease. Here's Ratcliffe, steps in and ripped it off the crossbar. and up into the crowd. That'll stay with the stealth here, and they'll get a new 30 to work with. You normally see Ratcliffe shoot low, likes bounce shots, but that time looking top corner. Didn't miss by much. Iannucci thought about a pass, then thought better of it and turned it over. Now back the other way as Haas was in behind the defense, but couldn't bring in the pass from Andrew Watt. And now we'll have to hustle back and join his teammates back in the defensive zone here as Iannucci comes back the other way. Reese Dutch winds, goes to Bucktooth. Back to Dutch. Quick shot there, and Carlson kicks out the leg. Iannucci's got the loose ball and another 30 to work with. Bucktooth stepping in, backhand feed to nobody in particular. Now Dutch will have to chase it against the wall, get pressure there from Watt. Trying to come up with this loose ball as Andrew Watt down on the turf now. 3 stealth and 2 swarm in there. Watt taken down, no call. Krepinczuk battles for a loose ball now and comes away with it. As he looks for somebody to feed to, he's got Gilbert, and now they're going to have to hustle to get this ball across the line in 8 seconds or less. Gilbert going to try and leg it himself here, and just rolls it into the corner as I believe their trailing referee was counting, and Gilbert was not going to make that center line in time, Joe, so just threw it in the corner.
Yeah, and I think Gilbert saw the shot clock ticking down to that 22 mark and said, yeah, I'm not going to make it, just got rid of it. Good heads-up play there from Gilbert.
Bucktooth, Ratcliffe, little tuck and go, looked high again, and this time over top of the goal. Iannucci couldn't handle the loose ball. Now he's got it, as Carlson had a crack at it as well. Dutch fakes, up top Bucktooth, feeds, over the top shot from Hill. Stop from Carlson, now picked up on the run. It's Mitch Belisle, got a man with him, 2-on-1. Here comes Belisle, feed across to Downing, pass never got through. There's his big red Cornell team. Victorious over Yale earlier in the field lacrosse game.
Another delayed call upcoming here in Minnesota as well.
As Card steps out of the penalty box, so they kill that one off, but they're going to have to go right back to the penalty box here, and I didn't pick up that call either, Joe. Maybe that check back into the crease. Outside shot coming, and Carlson another save, and if nothing else, Joe, good positive signs early in this one for Minnesota as they've killed off an early power play. Carlson looks like he's dialed in early in this one, and but discipline is going to be a key factor here this afternoon or this evening, and back-to-back penalties here for the Swarm as they're going to be shorthanded once again.
Yeah, it is still the league's worst penalty kill unit, Jake. It has kind of solidified over the last few weeks, but you don't want to test the waters too often here against a very potent Washington offense.
Belisle, the guilty party. Look at that stop there from Carlson off of Dean Hill on the set play. Went post to post and got the shoulder up in time. Iannucci in behind the goal, feeds out high to Reese Dutch, stepping in. Doesn't shoot it, goes to Ratcliffe, he fires, and Carlson's got another stop in the stick as it looks like the Stealth are looking 5-hole early and often here. There's Crawford. He'll go for a run as he fakes a pass, and now he'll take it in behind the goal. Garrison tracking him. Crawford will stop up, spins now, he's double teamed in the corner here from Garrison and Salt. Trying to keep those legs moving. Benesh will come over to help out. Ball hits the turf. Now Salt's got it. And the 8-second count here will start for Justin Salt. Garrison will pick it up. Quick pass ahead to Doherty. He can't handle it, but now he's got it inside the zone. As a Swarm power play, still a minute to work with here, and a 0-0 score. Just over 9 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Cliff Smith, the setup man this time. Here's Reese Dutch, has some room to step in. Fires, blocked on the way through, and is picked up by Haas. He's going to try and leg this one out himself. Tyler Haas on the run. Right in, shoots it right on, and Richards got the shoulder up in time as Haas didn't really have that great of an angle to shoot on that one. And no problem there for Richards. Still 30 seconds to work with now. His body's moving all over here. Reese Dutch still at that shooter spot. Dangles, down low, bounced one in. And up and out of play, off Carlson, says the referee. And it'll remain Swarm ball. We'll take it to break here on 45 TV. We're back after this.
Fans, learn more about the lives of your favorite NLL players away from the game on PushPage, the new social media site hosted by athletes and celebrities. It's a place to interact and ask questions directly to your favorite players. Visit pushpage.me and click People to see a list of NLL players with push pages. You can find Andrew Suter on PushPage by visiting pushpage.me/suits20. You'll find out that the first car for Andrew was a Pontiac G6, and his favorite snack is sunflower seeds. Check out the page, ask the captain a question. It's all from Push Page. New players joining every week. Get in on the fun at pushpage.me.
Still driving that car, I believe, his suits. No, I'm just kidding. He's not. He's upgraded. A good start here to the opening quarter, Joe. No score in this one, 8:45 to go. Back-to-back power plays for the Swarm, and good signs here for the Swarm, as I mentioned, on their penalty kill so far.
Yeah, they've done a wonderful job. I mean, Washington's been able to attack but not really get in close to Carlson. The shots coming more from the outside. 8-2 so far in the shots.
Welcome back, lacrosse fans, inside the Hive, Treasure Island Field. Jake Elliott, Joe Moore with you. Stealth remain on the power play here for the next 20 seconds. And in possession, here's Ratcliffe to Dutch. Can try and work it inside. Took a hard slash there from Watt. Ratcliffe backs away. Quick pass up top by Iannucci. Skips it down to Hill. Hill looking into the middle. Nobody open. Goes to Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe to Dutch. Skip pass down to Hill. And a quick stick shot and a goal. As they set that one up to 73, Dean Hill down on the crease. And he skips it past Carlson to open the scoring here. It's 1-0 Washington.
Power play goal for Washington. Just 4 seconds left on Billick's penalty. Or Belisle's penalty, I should say.
Yeah, speaking of Billick, let's get you the scratches. Not in the lineup here for the Swarm this evening. Pat Smith. Third goalie is Zach Higgins. And the aforementioned Nick Billick not in the lineup for the Stealth. Out for them, Chris McElroy, Kyle Buchanan, and Jeff Malowski. Not in as he serves a suspension. Stealth win the draw and come back inside the offensive zone. Bucktooth fed Iannucci right back to Bucktooth. Tried to go back to Iannucci. Good body-to-body check there from Belisle, but Bucktooth comes up with the ball. In the corner now, 5 on the shot clock. Feeds out high. Smith will skip it to Ratcliffe. Across the top comes Ratcliffe with a shot right on. Carlson a shoulder save. Rebound comes right to Downing. On the run, he's got a man in the middle, and Haas can't bring in the pass. As the Swarm running well here. And that was McIntosh on the break, not Haas. Usually a pass that he brings in, no problem. Now back the other way, and Carlson's got that one in his crease. He tried to feed out to Sorensen, and it came out of the stick. A little awkward, but it's with Andrew Watt now as he's across center. 7.5 minutes to go here, first quarter. 1-0 Washington leading on the goal by Dean Hill. Here's the first shift for Josh Gillum, who has rejoined the team. Here's Crawford with a drive. Corkscrew shot, shoots it, scores. A beauty from Showtime.
Wow, what stick work from Callum Crawford. Showed a little bit of everything before sneaking that one in over the shoulder of T-Rich.
Oh, he twisted the hands over and got Richards to come off that short side post and tucks it past him. And a good one-on-one move there as you get a good look at that one. A beautiful shot there from number 98, Callum Crawford. It's 1-1. Shots on goal are 10-3 as Snyder wins that draw easily. He's got Reese Dutch. And Snyder will hustle off for the draw. Here comes the double team now. Dutch up against the wall. Tries to power his way through the middle. Ball comes free. David Earl can't pick it up. As McMichael has it. Goes over to Lewis Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe loads, tuck and go. All tied up there. Still Ratcliffe going. Shoots, and is that on the outside of the goal? It is. It's close call there.
Boy, I thought he had snuck it in the short side too there as well, Jake.
As Belisle will dish off to Benesh. On the cusp of a few records here for the Swarm this evening. We'll keep you up to date on that. As here's Shane Jackson. Feeds Benesh, got some room, tuck and go. Spins back into the middle, feet across and off the stick of Tao and into the crease of Richards. Looked like Benesh had the opportunity to pull the trigger there, Joe.
Well, here we are 9 minutes into this game, Jake. I can't believe how little offensive time Minnesota has had in this when they have to be absolutely thrilled. It's a 1-1 game right now.
Absolutely. Here's Iannucci, long outside shot off a stick, bounding around in front of the crease of Carlson, and out ricochets into him. And he'll bounce one out to Andrew Watt. Numbers here for the Swarm if they force. Gillum will chase that one out high. He feeds Benesh. Play out high to Watt. Tried to pass across the top. That one knocked down by Beers. Ball in the middle. Here's Jay Card with a shot as he fell to the ground. Now Benesh. Look, 5-hole. Richards the save. And it's scooped up in the crease by McMichael, who outlets quickly to Beers. 2-on-2. Card trying to hustle back in the play. Here's Beers with a shot right into the midsection of Carlson. Lob over the top to David Earl. It's a 3-on-2 here for the Swarm. Earl, rink wide. Crawford again scores! Top corner short side from Showtime. It's 2-1 Swarm.
Nice way to take advantage of having the 3-on-2 break, and boy, Crawford toeing the line as he let that one go, Jake.
That's, we talked about it, Joe. When Minnesota is at their best, they are a running team. And although Crawford is, a predominantly offensive player, that transition game working well so far here in this one, as they execute the 3-on-2 to perfection. Here's Ratcliffe, dangle down low, checking it's McMichael. And the Swarm turn that ball over once again as Dan Ball has it. Trying to work his way past Garrison up and across center. He'll roll it back. Benesh will scoop it up. Checking Jackson down there. These green unis are throwing me off here, Joe. Here's Moose. Cal Matisse. Nice little pass here to Crawford. Stepping in, feet across. That one off a stick. Crawford out of the corner now. Circles into the middle. He's got Jackson. Overhand shot. Didn't miss by much. Shot clock violation. And a TV timeout coming up. You got it right here on 45 TV. We're back after this. No, we're still live. Excuse me. I thought I heard the horn. Producer giving me the gears here.
Not just you. I heard the horn.
Yeah, okay. Not crazy. Here's Bucktooth. Haas all over him. Gives him a good shot on the back. Now Gilbert trying to scoop this one up. He's got it one-handed. Still juggling it around. And Gilbert will drop the head and hustle back to the bench here as he's disappointed with himself in that one. Much better energy here from the Swarm in this one. Good crowd on hand as well at Hive Cares Night. Here's Iannucci across the top, stepping in. Fire is blocked on the way through, and that's going to sting somebody. Krepensek will battle for a loose ball. And now we'll turn it up Treasure Island Field, up and across center. He's got Haas there. He'll leave it for Gillum. You want to talk about stick skills, Joe? Watch Josh Gillum. Here's Brock Sorensen. Lowers in the shoulder, has some room, skips it across. Torben Tau with a shot. Rebound comes right back to Tau, and a new 30 to work with. Sorensen will stay out and play some offense here with Benesh and Gillum. Crawford across the top, has room, has some. Oh, tried to skip it down to Tau. Looked like Crawford could have pulled the trigger there. Here's Benesh now. Got a good screen there from Gillum. Can't get the shot off quite yet. Skip pass down to Tau. And Richards goes post to post to take that one away. Stealth come away with the ball. 2:50 to go here in the first quarter.
Good quick stick from Tau. When he had the opportunity earlier, he waited just a touch too long, allowed Richards to get back in position to make the save.
Pass out high to Bucktooth, and now it's Reese Dutch. Skip pass across. Gets across to Ratcliffe. Gilbert right on top of him, trying to force him right into the Swarm bench. Pushes him right in there. Now bodies come together.
That's going to get them on their feet here in the Hive.
No whistle went. Gilbert just kept on pushing, and it's going to be Swarm ball here. But not before we got a timeout here on 45 TV.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Reebok. Redefine your game with Reebok's new Black line. Reebok Black was designed and engineered for the elite lacrosse player. Reebok's Black line features a lightweight and minimalistic design with carbon light technology. Performance-driven, technology-driven, NLL proven. Find all the new Reebok lacrosse gear online at ReebokBlack.com.
Fans, it's time to make yourselves the star of tonight's game with the Toyota Crowd Cameo. Snap a photo with your smartphone and email it to swarm@crowdcameo.com. Photos will be shown on the video board later in the game.
Sorry about that. Hey fans, I am here in section 116 with Brad and Amy for tonight's Home Service Plus Trivia Face-Off. I'm going to give you guys 3 questions testing your knowledge on Home Service Plus and the Swarm. You get them right, you're going home with a prize. Got it? Sure. First question, true or false? In last weekend's game, Ryan Benesh came the third player to collect 300 points in a Swarm uniform. True or false?
True. False.
That's actually true. Second question. Help them out, guys. The Home Service Plus maintenance plan includes 2 annual visits to perform 6 different maintenance services.
True.
Well done. And lastly, Callum Crawford currently leads the Swarm in assists with 33 on the year.
True.
Let's see. Yay! Well, 2 out of 3 isn't bad. That's over 50%. So we're going to send you guys home with a Home Service Plus prize tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome back inside the Hive. Jake Elliott, Joe Moore with you. Swarm in possession and leading 2-1 here with 2:20 to go in the opening quarter. It's Ryan Benesh now. Feeds down low. Jackson looks into the middle. Nobody open. Swings it across to Crawford. Right back to Jackson. Here comes Benesh for a screen, but it goes out to Matisse. McIntosh will set a pick for him. Now Matisse drives in. Got the stick check from behind. Sorensen couldn't come up with a loose ball, but Mike Grimes will. He'll feed it rink wide to Matt Beers. Iannucci will take over there along the half wall. Goes in behind the goal now. Cliff Smith. Krepensek right on him. Bucktooth to Iannucci. They want to set up that big outside shot. Now a hard pass. Comes to Bucktooth off the glass. Down low, bad angle shot. Shot clock winding down to 4 here. Iannucci from way outside, and Carlson's got that one in the stick.
Jake, we should mention that every time the Swarm scores at the Hive this season, it means that 5 tickets will be donated to local youth organizations by Innovative Office Solutions. A special thank you to them for helping send so many kids to the Hive this season.
Absolutely. Proud partners and sponsors, Innovative Office Solutions. Happy to have them on board. Here's Gillum from the outside. Tuck and go as he lowers in the shoulder, try to bounce shot, and it goes up and over top of the goal and out of play. It'll be stealth ball here with just over a minute to go in the quarter. Justin Salt. Pressure upfield here from Dan Ball. All over Salt. Here comes the double team. Feed into the middle. A low pass, hard to handle, but Ratcliffe's got it off the wall. Feeds Bucktooth now. Feed inside. Ball comes free, and Carlson's got it. He's got David Earl leaking out. Brings it in. Nobody's going to catch Earl. Here comes David Earl on a breakaway right in, and a save from Richards. Stick side as he got the glove out in time. Through the crease was Earl and touched the ball. Going to go back to Washington here with just over 30 seconds to go now, and virtually can play for the last shot of the quarter here, about a 3-second differential. And as Reese Dutch will bring it ahead. A switch off there from Gilbert, and another one here from Watt. Feed into the corner. Dutch. Toe drag, the Dutchy dangle as I like to call it. One of the best toe drags in the game from Reese Dutch as Sorensen has a broken stick down there. Has a shot clock violation here on the stealth with 3.5 seconds to go in the quarter. And they will just let time expire here in quarter number 1. Shots on goal 12-9 in favor of the stealth, but the Swarm lead at 2-1. We'll take a break here on 45 TV and be back with second quarter action right after this.
Don't forget to join us at the Hive for the next home game on Friday, March 29th, as the Swarm face off against the Philadelphia Wings. Game time 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Check out mnswarm.com for more information and tickets. Also, you can check out mnswarm.com if you're looking for one-of-a-kind auction items. Check it out at auctions.mnswarm.com. You can bid on exclusive team-issued items, experiences, and more. Again, all of that at mnswarm.com.
Please welcome to the Hive these sounds of the Redwood Valley High School Band under the direction of Paul Berggren.
Watch out, Chris. There you go.
Why? I don't like this.
All right, lacrosse fans, welcome back inside the Hive. Treasure Island Field, Jake Elliott, Joe Moore with you. Joe, after 15 minutes to play, 2-1 Swarm. You know, a couple of penalties in that first quarter. They score with about 4 seconds left in that second one, but running well, moving the ball well here, and solid on defense, and probably most important, a good opening quarter from Tyler Carlson.
Yeah, you know, we all know that lacrosse is such a game of runs back and forth, and that is what did Minnesota in Washington. A first half run by Washington after Minnesota got on the board first. And, you know, you mentioned solid defense. The way they are switching off players, we have not seen that this season for Minnesota.
Fans on TV side, if you're just tuning in and seeing the Swarm in green jerseys and wondering what's going on, well, of course, it's St. Patrick's Day, but it's also Hive Cares Night here inside the Hive, and all these jerseys are up for auction, game-worn jerseys. You can get on the website at mnswarm.com/auctions and bid on these game-worn jerseys, along with Tyler Carlson's goalie helmet, all up for auction here, and all going to a great cause for the Randy Shaver Cancer Foundation as McIntosh goes over the shoulder, and Richards had to react well to keep that one out.
Well, and that shot with 2 seconds left on the time clock, too, so very well-timed shot.
Here comes McIntosh again, looking short side and had some room, but just missed the goal. Now McMichael just plays it into the middle of the field, and it's Mike Grimes that comes across center with the ball. Watt will step out on him. Oh, right off the helmet, a ball. Now Matt Beers will kick it to himself here. He's checked immediately. Iannucci's got it out high. And feeds Reese Dutch. 7 on the shot clock here now for Bucktooth. Stepping in. He's got Ratcliffe out high. Watt will force him low. Trying to work his way inside. Gets the shot off just as the shot clock expires. Here's Krepensek. He'll bounce one to Matt Gibson, who gets his first look here. Now Gillum with some room. Hard pass there for Card. Rips a shot, didn't miss by much. Bounces out high. Gillum can't bring it in. Ball bouncing around, and Card, aggressive, gets right after that one and feeds Matt Gibson right in. Feeds it down low. Here's Benesh. Benesh with a whistling shot. That one missed the goal as well. Good offensive possession, but just not quite finding the target. Now Salt back the other way. Fires, and that one looks short side. He's got his own rebound in behind the goal. Swarm a little slow getting back on transition in that one. And it almost cost him. Here's Reese Dutch. David Earl, we'll watch him. Out high to Bucktooth. Back to Dutch. Down low it goes to Iannucci. Feeds out to Ratcliffe. Fires wide of the goal. Will it stay in play? Yes, it will. Iannucci has it out near center, and he'll just lob it high off the glass as the shot clock expires once again. Music to the coach's ears, Joe, when you hear that 30-second clock go off.
Definitely is. A couple nice defensive stands to start the second quarter as well here for Minnesota.
Here's Matisse. Feeds Crawford. Can't handle the pass cleanly. Now he's got it back. Lost it again. Now up over the top. Look out. Mike Grimes trying to race away. McIntosh trying to run him down. Here's Grimes over the top. Scores. Beautiful move there from Mike Grimes as he faked out Carlson and ties the game up at 2.
Yeah, just really good patience that time from Grimes. He had the player trailing, trying to get back into that, and just as he's peeling off to the left, and again, he's towing the line really close like Crawford did in the first quarter.
Tough one to stop there for Carlson as Grimes, the tall player, goes up and over the top as Snyder wins a draw cleanly. McIntosh protesting. McMichael will pop out for a ball. Now it's Cliff Smith off the half wall. Ball will switch off. Here's Dean Hill. Tried to float one far side. Ball bouncing around in front of the goal. David Earl will scoop it up. Up and across center, and he'll slow up there. Corbin Tao will take over. Feed down to Benesh. 20 on the shot clock here for Benny. Screen from Jackson. Backdoor cut. Crawford off the post, off of Richards, and stays out. Close call there again for Crawford, looking for the hat trick.
Beautiful feed, beautiful cut, and with his 2 goals in the first quarter, Crawford with 99 now in a Swarm uniform.
Yes, just needs one more to become the 4th player in a Swarm uni to reach the 100-goal mark. Here's Dutch with a shot, kick save there from Carlson, and out of play it goes. New 30 for the Stealth to work with here with 11:10 to go in the half. 2-2 your score. Here's Dean Hill, Reese Dutch. Little dangle down low, pick and roll. Ball bouncing around, is picked up there by Gilbert. He's got men with him. Haas and Gilbert on a 2-on-1. Here comes Gilbert, feeds Haas. Faking, scores! Is it in? Yes! As he slipped it through the 5-hole and just crossed the goal line. As Gilbert drew the defender, then sets up Tyler Haas, who tucks it through the legs of Richards.
That goal means another 5 tickets donated to local youth organizations by Innovative Office Solutions. A special thank you to Innovative Office Solutions for helping to send so many kids to the Hive.
Good face-off win there for the Swarm as David Earl comes up with a loose ball. He's got ball right back, and he just missed on the cut. As a little give and go there from Jackson found Earl right down the pipe unmarked. And don't forget, still 3 more games here to come inside the Hive. Best way to experience the Swarm is as a season ticket holder. Not too late to do it. Call 888-MNSwarm.com. Here's right Brock Sorensen down on the crease, and a diving Richards makes the stop on a diving Sorensen. Swarm getting chances here on the transition.
Nice to see Big Brock involved offensively a little more than what we've become accustomed to, Jake.
Yeah, he's feeling much better these days as well. As had a bit of a nagging injury and feeling much healthier and looking much healthier out there this evening. So Ratcliffe had a pass knocked down by Krepensek with a good active stick. Rap check from behind. Ball comes free for Belisle. He battles it. Now Ratcliffe steals it away. He can't hang on to it. But they're going to give him a new reset here as Ratcliffe did have possession. Almost a lucky break there as that was going to be an 8-second call, Joe. But because Ratcliffe had possession.
Wow, nice stick there from Grimes to steal it away.
Yeah, turnover right back the other way. Justin Salt. Under the 10-minute mark we go here in the second quarter. Here's Mitch Jones, his first game. Gets an outside shot, saved from Carlson. Gilbert goes after a loose ball. Teammates in the summer, now brothers Sorensen come together. I don't know if I've ever seen that, Joe, in lacrosse. 2 brothers go at it. But big brother Kyle going against little brother Brock. Mind you, Brock, the bigger of the 2. Here's Crawford. Matisse with some room, feeds in front. Benesh gets, what a stop there from Richards. down on his back, down and out, just robbed Ryan Benesh. As somehow Benesh managed to get out of the crease to catch that ball, and Richards, a desperation save, just took one away from Benesh. See if we can get a replay of that stop, as sure Benesh is going to have nightmares about that one. Good active sticks once again here from the Swarm, and in particular David Earl. Another turnover. Here comes Earl, feeds down to Gillum, no looker over to Haas. Quick stick fanned on that one. McIntosh can't come up with a loose ball, and the Stealth will bring it back the other way. Shots on goal 16-15, and the Swarm lead 3-2. Here comes Lewis Ratcliffe. Andrew Watt waits for him. Ratcliffe, show and go. Corkscrew shot. Carlson down and on top of the ball as he looked behind him. We got a timeout down on Treasure Island Field. You got it right here on 45 TV.
With tonight's game, the Swarm helping out to support Minnesota's cancer community with annual Hive Cares. The special jerseys that the team is wearing are available for auction, benefiting the Randy Shaver Cancer Research and Community Fund. You can also support the cause in other ways. Check out mnswarm.com/hivecares for more information.
And email it to swarm@crowdcameo.com. Photos will be shown on the video board later in the game. All right, this is what we've all been waiting for, fans. It's time for the Delta
Cross fans, welcome back inside the Hive. Treasure Island Field, XL Energy Center. Jake Elliott, Joe Moore with you. Swarm lead at 3-2 with 7:45 here to go in the second quarter and in possession. McIntosh goes across to Benesh. Jackson will come up for a screen. Benesh weaving his way down. Here comes the double team. Jackson all sorts of rim. Feet inside. Matisse, a shoulder save there from Richards. Wide open was Matisse in the middle on the setup from Jackson. Grimes back the other way.
That's the first time tonight we've seen Matisse get open at the top of the crease like that. He's usually gold from there.
Here's Dutch into the corner. Iannucci feet in front. Here's Dutch trying to slam one through the 5-hole and bouncing around. Crawford back on defense now in a little bit of trouble. Going to have to run this one out. Gilbert will do it himself. Gets it across the line in time. As Crawford will stay out and play offense here. As Gilbert will hustle to the bench. Card with some room. Trying to drive in. Fell down, scores! Falling down, Jay Card finds the back of the goal. What a beauty there from 77.
I don't know how he even got that shot toward the goal, Jake, and I don't think Tyler Richards was expecting that at all.
I got a feeling that one might make the top 10 plays of the week right there, Joe. Jay Card, back to the goal. Somehow finds the back of the net. And it's 4-2 Minnesota. And McIntosh wins the draw.
That's one thing that he did very well the last time these two met a couple weeks ago. Won more than 50% from Snyder.
Quick shot from Jackson, stop from Richards. Shots 18-17 in favor of Washington now. There's Cliff Smith. Out high at Iannucci. Down low to Bucktooth. On the cut is Dean Hill. Looked like a handball there, now pushed down. Bodies hit the deck. What do they got? Interference on Minnesota. It'll be Washington ball. Feet across the Dutch. Into the corner to Iannucci. Here comes the power move. Shiver, shake off, and a shot. And a save from Carlson. Andrew Watt's got the loose ball. Garrison quickly over to check up on Andrew Watt here. He'll protect that ball and find Corbin Towle. Sporting the green laces and the black Reeboks tonight. Here's Crawford, overhand shot, skipped. As that went off a stick and out of play. It looked like Sorensen's stick, but they give the ball to the stealth here.
Oh, yeah, he knocked the stick right out of Sorensen's hands, taking that shot.
Salt. Here's Mitch Jones, wearing his dad's former number. Mitch Jones actually used to be my ball boy, if you can believe it, Joe Moore. That tells you how old I am. His first game in the NLL, wearing his dad's old number 16. Gilbert trying to work his way over center. Look out as Haas rocked up along the boards. Keeps going, though. What about going to goal now? He finds Gilbert. Ratcliffe was playing seagull in behind everybody. Tough pass to handle there, and Jackson with such great hands just catches everything. And now Haas has it off the wall. 6 on the shot clock. Here comes Tyler Haas with some room. Feeds down to the crease, and McIntosh can't handle the low pass. And now we'll have to scamper off to the bench. Under 5 minutes we go here in the second quarter. 4-2 Minnesota leading as Mitch Jones right back out there.
Yeah, kind of an interesting offensive combination that time down the floor for Minnesota.
Well, you know, Coach Sullivan has confidence in all those guys coming out of the back end to go up and play a shift on offense from time to time. You know, Andrew Watt, McIntosh, Sorensen in particular. And here comes Sorensen. Lowers in the shoulder. No shot coming, though. Finds a man out high. It's Jake Card. Rips one in. And Richards way out to cut down the angle and stops that one.
Yeah, we've seen Card rip a couple here tonight, Jake. Does he have the hardest shot here on the Swarm team?
He might have the hardest shot in the league. And for such a small frame, he can get it well up over 100 miles an hour. I believe last year it was clocked at about 108, 109 miles an hour here on media day. And, you know, for a guy small in stature, really gets some serious whip on his shot. We got to thank Paul Rabel also up there in the shot. Herzl comes to mind with the long pole, of course, in field lacrosse. Here's Jackson, Binesh, quick pass. Crawford had some room and he missed the goal as it goes wide and out of play. That'll take us to break here on 45 TV. We're back with the conclusion of the first half right after this.
Treasure Island Resort and Casino is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the Minnesota Swarm. Coming up at Treasure Island, catch Billy Gardell Friday, April 26th at 8 p.m. He'll be live in the Island Event Center. More information can be found at ticasino.com.
Just getting a kick out of the in-game promotion here, Joe. A few of the boys at the hair salon, and in particular, one of our goalies, Ryan Masters, getting the treatment at the spa there just brought me to a chuckle there. I had to share that with you. We're back in mere moments. Stick around.
$25 gift card to Urban Village Salon Spa. It's kind of stressful in these close games. I think a good massage afterwards is in order, right?
Yes, yes.
Well, congratulations, Irene. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
The best way to experience the Swarm is as a season ticket holder. Right now, when you buy 2 Swarm season tickets, you get 2 more at half price. That works out to as little as $14.50 per game. It's not too late to join the Swarm family. Stop by the sales and service table at section 103 to get your season tickets today. Fans, be here for the next Swarm home game Friday, March 29th, as the Swarm face off against the Philadelphia Wings at
Watt the matchup on him all night long here. Quick pass, Cliff Smith, and a diving save there from Carlson. As he sold out to make that one, Joe just flung himself at that ball.
He has been moving so well tonight. Just absolutely wonderful to see.
Here comes Ryan Benesh. Goes down low to Josh Gillum. They're going to need some production out of 81 here. Crawford, hard pass back to Gillum. Tried a far side shot. Benesh reached into the crease and pried that ball free. Heads up play there from 21. Now Crawford spins off a check. Got a screen there from McIntosh. All sorts of room to step in for Crawford. Now he fires. There's the hat trick goal for 98. Callum Crawford's got 3.
And that is number 100 in his Minnesota Swarm career for Callum Crawford.
Never mind 3. Make it 100 for Callum Crawford. The 4th player in Swarm history to reach the century mark. And he makes it 5-2 for Minnesota. A laser beam to the top corner from Crawford.
Yeah, great view of that. Laser was the word that popped into my mind as well, Jake, and Richards just could not react fast enough to that one.
Grimes a word with the referee. We should probably get you the referees for tonight's contest too. Here, Chris Williams, your crew chief. Assistant is Jeff Dolan, and your 30-second shot clock operator is Darren Yates. And a face-off win here for Jordan McIntosh, whose role increases here with the absence of Andrew Suter, who did take some draws. Swarm right back in possession here. 50 on the shot clock. Right in, scores! It's Crawford again, and it's 101 and 4 on the night. He is El Fuego here, Joe Moore. 4 for Crawford.
Definitely is. He liked the first 100. May as well get a quick start on the second 100 wearing a Minnesota uniform. Beautiful cut. Great feed.
And Matt Beers down on Treasure Island Field here with the, looks like your proverbial leg cramp down there, Joe, to try and slow things down here a bit for the Washington Stealth.
Yeah, trying to pick him up there on the replay. It looked like he was standing and watching that play as he got lost in the defense.
There it is. As you see the graphic, 101 goals in a Swarm uniform here for Callum Crawford.
Hey, and the 6 goals tonight means 30 tickets have been donated to local youth organizations by Innovative Office Solutions. A special thank you to Innovative Office Solutions for helping send so many kids to the Hive.
And with that last goal, Joe, that also means on the night Callum Crawford has reached the 300-point plateau as well. And now I believe just a couple assists away from the all-time leader in assists, which would pass Sean Pollock's mark of 200. Or has he done that now? So 101 goals, has passed the 300 mark in points. That tells me 301 points. Math, never my strong suit, Joe. I'm just going to admit it here. Regardless, Callum Crawford is on fire here down on Treasure Island Field. And a long way to go, so probably a pretty safe bet. If he hasn't broken the record yet, he's about to do it. Here's Iannucci trying to bowl his way to the goal. Good check there from Andrew Watt to knock that ball free. Iannucci on top of his man. I think he's going to draw a call. No, it's Belial that was underneath Iannucci. No call coming. Here comes Greg Downing. Quick pass. Benesh skips one across to McIntosh, looking for that pick and roll. He's got a man inside. Towel with a shot and a save from Richards, as he got the stick side shoulder up in time. Minute and 45 to go in the half. It's 6-2 Swarm here.
You know, shots are now 23-21 in favor of Minnesota. At one time it was 10-2 in favor of Washington. The Swarm have really turned it up just both defensively and offensively.
There's Dean Hill across the top trying to get a lane. Feeds Ratcliffe. Sidearm shot saved from Carlson. Loose ball in front of the crease. Ball up for grabs, and it's Alex Krepinset that comes away with it. Sorensen will join him on the break. Benesh off the bench. Here comes Jackson, and a save from Richards as Jackson went looking 5-hole, and that's probably one of the stronger areas of Tyler Richards' game is that 5-hole, but not a great angle for Jackson to shoot at there. But again, that transition game in play here for the Swarm. Here comes Iannucci. Cliff Smith loads up, circles back. Tried to find a man out high, and now it's a foot race. Dan Ball going to try and run onto this one. Here comes Dan Ball on the breakaway, right in. Ball off the shoulder of Richards, who got the glove side shoulder up this time. Dan Ball dipped his shoulder, trying to get Richards to bite and then float it back short side. Not a bad move there from Dan Ball, but a better save from Richards as we're into the final 30 seconds now. About an 8-second differential between game clock and shot clock. Matt Beers will roll one ahead to Reese Dutch. Here comes the double team. Gilbert will step out on him now. Iannucci, hard pass across to Dean Hill. Now it's Ratcliffe on the half wall. Down low it goes to Mitch Jones with a shot way wide of the goal on the short side. Dutch darts into the middle. Step back shot blocked on the way through, and now 8 seconds left. Does Sullivan want timeout? Penalty call coming up here. Sorensen nose to nose with Iannucci. And are they just going to call one guy here, Joe?
Yeah, looks like it'll be Minnesota shorthanded.
Tyler Haas making his way to the penalty box. As I didn't pick that up on the far side of the floor here. 2 Swarm players in the penalty box here. So something must have set those guys off. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe the follow through. But regardless, with 8 seconds to go in the half now, it's a 5-on-3 here for the Stealth. And I think they are going to call timeout here and draw something up for the final 8 seconds.
Yeah, I didn't see what triggered that whole thing. As the game has gone on here, Jake, the intensity, especially at the top of the Minnesota goaltender's crease, has certainly picked up. And Haas has been right in the middle of it. Gilbert has been there as well.
So Haas picks up the interference call, and then Belisle picks up an unsportsmanlike call. So it's a 5-on-3 as Gilbert over to plead his case. No Stealth in the penalty box as of right now. Fans, don't forget about Swarm Rewards. Check out swarmrewards.com to start earning points and prizes for just being social. Link up your Facebook and Twitter accounts today and start earning rewards at swarmrewards.com. Of course, I want to mention Hive Cares again. Make sure you get on the website and bid on these game-worn jerseys right off the player's back here. All going to a great cause to the Randy Shaver Cancer and Research Foundation. So the Swarm leading here 6-2. If they can get out of this 8 seconds here, Joe, and start that second half without allowing a late goal here, I think it's really going to go a long way to their confidence here. But they've played so well in this opening half and only allowing 2 goals here, but now put themselves in a real pickle, if you will. Down 2 men here in the final 10 seconds of the half.
Yeah, and they've just called a timeout here, too, to kind of discuss how to kill off this last 8.3. And, that's kind of a bonus, I guess, if you can find any silver lining to what just happened here for Minnesota. But you're going to get that halftime break.
And normally you'd see Tyler Richards come out of the goal here, but because it's a 5-on-3, the Stealth will probably just keep a man high and go 4-on-3 here, but much more difficult for the defense to jump the play, if you will, and be ultra aggressive here with only 3 guys. That rotation so crucial here. You'll see him set up in a triangle with 2 guys up high and 1 guy down low here, but so many options in passing and shooting lanes here for the offense. Let's see what they have here as here comes Reese Dutch. Down to 5 seconds now. Circling high. Shot set up for Dutch and a save from Carlson. Big time stop there from Cadillac, and the half will come to an end with the Swarm leading 6-2 as the crowd comes to their feet to cheer on their Swarm in green here for St. Patrick's Day. And an impressive half for the Minnesota Swarm as they lead it by 4, 6-2. We'll take a break here on 45 TV and be back with second half action right after this. And we'll keep it live here on the NLL Network and the Lacrosse Network. Well, Joe, some great goals. Jake Cards comes to mind, and some fantastic goaltending there by Tyler Carlson in that opening half.
Yeah, I think Carlson kind of helped set the tone here tonight so far for Minnesota. Made a couple of big saves early on, especially when Minnesota took back-to-back penalties, kind of starting this game off. Washington able to take all that power play time, throw a lot of balls Carlson's way, and Carlson is moving as well as we've seen him here in Minnesota this season, back and forth. You made the comment during that first half, literally diving and throwing himself across at a shot to make a save earlier. But, credit the Minnesota defense right now. They are really picking things up, keeping Washington to the outside, not allowing anything to get into the good close-range scoring chances for Washington.
And what can you say about Callum Crawford? 4 out of the 6 goals here for Minnesota in that opening half, and he got things started and just kind of continued on from there. And a one from the outside, a couple from down low, and throwing a couple of assists, or at least one assist as well, as he's crested the 100-goal mark and also the 300-point mark here in a Swarm uniform.
Yeah, and, hats off to Callum Crawford. Those marks not only speak to longevity, but they speak to the skill and dedication and ability that Callum has. He's earning his nickname Showtime here tonight.
He sure is. Shots on goal, 24-23. And, Joe, you mentioned they got off to that slow start, taking a couple of penalties early in that first quarter, and down in shots 10-2, I believe he said. And you think about it now, they've outshot the Stealth 22-13 since that time, and which they didn't play a whole lot of offense in that first quarter. Really kind of seemed to take over the game and the momentum in that second quarter.
Yeah, they definitely did. And, and credit Crawford for that. Credit the transition game. Not that the transition game has necessarily been the bulk of the goals. Actually, I guess they have been here tonight for Minnesota, but in every phase of the game right now, Minnesota has got it going on, and hopefully it's that building block the young team can build off of, because right now it's a team lacking in confidence and just kind of snake bit coming in here, 3 losses in a row, but that, Jake, probably arguably their best half all season.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't disagree with that one bit. And, you think back to the start of the season and those games in Toronto and Buffalo, the first 2 games of the year where they held leads in the fourth quarter, couldn't hang on. Then they got their win in the home opener, and then a disappointing effort in Colorado, but come back and beat Toronto in overtime back home, and then, a win, a loss, and then, a disappointing stretch, and a lot of soul searching going on for the Swarm over the last couple of weeks. And, there's been some pretty heavy talks going on from, Joe Sullivan, and the big boss has been in there. And, everybody's kind of had a bit of a reality check and had a chance to look in the mirror here and say, what, boys, the talent is here to do this, and it's time to grow up a little bit and start to turn this ship in the right direction. And you can see when the Swarm play the kind of lacrosse they can play, they're an exciting and fast and athletic team to watch. And it's disappointing that they're sitting at 3-7 right now with 6 games to go, and 2 coming up against Philadelphia, 2 coming up against Colorado, and I believe a Buffalo game in there as well. And you don't want to be that 9th team, and the way I kind of look at it is, those Colorado games are going to be huge, of course, but 4 out of 6 at home, starting with this one here tonight. If the Swarm can win 4 out of 6, I really think they're going to kind of solidify that playoff spot, and off to a good start here in this second half. We're going to take a break right here on the NLL Network and the Lacrosse Network. We'll be back with second half action in about 12 minutes' time. Stick around. It's the Swarm and the Stealth second half coming right up.
Fans, let's give a round of applause to DanceWorks Performance Arts Center. Make some noise. Yeah! We had some technical difficulties and we lost the music. And you girls, you didn't miss a beat! Stand by, girls. All right. Be sure to catch tonight's game replay tomorrow afternoon on 45 TV. Games start at 4 p.m. Check your local listings to find 45 TV with your provider. Season ticket holders, renew your season tickets for the 2014 Minnesota Swarm season starting March 29th. Stop by the sales and service booth or visit mnswarm.com/renew for more details. All right, we're going to try it again, girls. We have some technical difficulties in the building. Please stand by.
Cell phones, computers, video games, TV. We spend a lot of time in front of screens. The trouble is, we're not moving. Too much screen time can lead to weight and health problems. Limit your screen time to 2 hours a day. Make time to be physically active.
Yeah! Way to go, girls. All right, fans, it's time for the Summit T-shirt toss. Get up and make some noise, and let's welcome back the Redwood Valley High School Band led by director Paul Berggren.
5, 6, 7, 8.
All right. How about another round of applause for the Redwood Valley High School Band and their director, Paul Berggren.
All right, lacrosse fans, welcome back on 45 TV as Teams will start to make their way back out of here onto Treasure Island Field. Jake Elliott, Joe Moore with you. And Joe 6-2 for the Swarm after 30 minutes of play. And, you know, after watching that first 30 minutes, he wouldn't think that the Stealth were the team that were 7-4 and the Swarm that were the team that were 3-7.
No, certainly not, and it just speaks to how much parity is in the National Lacrosse League right now that, you know, Minnesota did this to a Toronto team earlier in the season, knocked them out from the ranks of the undefeated with their first win of the season, and, you know, it's just night in and night out. You can get some very classic matchups. You have to come play every night.
Oh, indeed. It's what makes the National Lacrosse League so special is that any team on any given night can beat anybody, and you know, full marks for the Stealth for being 7-4, and you know, you look at the other side, Joe, and you just kind of think, man, oh man, 3-7. They could easily be 5-5, 6-4, whatever the case is. But you know, nobody's going to hand you anything in this league, and you have to work for everything you get. And you know, a great 30 minutes there, but now they have to come out and face a 5-on-3 here to start and back up that first half here and try and get this kill. These two penalties killed off.
Yeah, definitely in these first couple minutes could certainly swing the momentum back to Washington's side if they can take full advantage of the opportunity they've been given. You know, Jake, Minnesota has not won a game this season without Andrew Suter in the lineup, so they're looking for their first win without him, obviously out for the rest of the year with that knee injury. Successful surgery on Tuesday, I believe, this week.
Yes, the captain is in the house and moving around quite nicely, and we'll be back before you know it. As Carlson and Crawford were exceptional in that first half. We'll see if they can continue that trend. Belisle and Haas in the sin bin here for the next minute and 45 seconds as here comes the Stealth power play as we welcome you back inside the Hive in Treasure Island Field. Here's Lewis Ratcliffe to Reese Dutch. They'll just keep that man out high. Iannucci skip pass across to Dean Hill. He couldn't get that one-timer off quickly enough as Carlson came across. Lob pass over the top, in behind the D, right in, scores! Jay Card has a second, and it's a shorthanded goal. 2 men short, Joe Moore.
2 men short. Oh boy, if you're Chris Hall, you have to be absolutely livid on the Washington bench. How do you let a guy get behind everybody the way Jay Card just did with 2 men extra?
Magnificent pass there from Jeff Gilbert. Up ahead to Jay Card, who made no mistake on Richards. As the Stealth come up with the face-off after the Jay Card goal. And Jay Card, when he scores them, they're beauties, aren't they, Joe?
They really
First
are.
one falling down, that one coming 2 men short. Here's Bucktooth up to Dutch. Backing away. Now he's going to fire, and Carlson tracking that one well. Turns that one into the corner as Krepensek battles for a loose ball with Dean Hill, who wins that battle. Ratcliffe back down to Hill, stepping in, goes to Dutch, loads, down to the crease. That one tipped off a stick to Bucktooth. 20 on the shot clock here for Bucktooth. Goes down to Dutch. Can't get the shot off. Ratcliffe will fire that one off a stick. Dutch has it in behind the goal. Out to Ratcliffe again. Shot, save from Carlson. As Ratcliffe looks skyward, getting prime shooting opportunities there, and Carlson has been equal every time. Skip past Dean Hill off the side of the goal. Stealth just whipping it around here, but they can't find the back of the goal as of yet. Here's Bucktooth down to Dutch. Cross it goes to Hill, and again missed the quick stick. You don't see Dean Hill miss those opportunities very often. Ratcliffe, Dutch, save from Carlson, who's on top of the ball.
Not only is the Minnesota 3-person triangle packed in deep, Carlson just right on that goal line, moving back and forth.
Here comes Gillum. And the Swarm kill off the 5-on-3, and they're back to even strength. So they get a shorthanded goal and kill off a 5-on-3. Talk about momentum coming out of the half. Here's Tao to Crawford. 4 in that first half, including an assist. Here's Benish right inside, couldn't bring it in. Eclipsed 100 goals and 300 points in that opening half did Callum Crawford. Just over 2 minutes into quarter number 3, and Iannucci.
Crawford reached his plateau. Time to get Benny his 3 goals for a team record 131.
Here's Dutch. Hard pass across to Jones. Takes it off the wall. Ball all over him. Fell down. 2-on-1 here. Jones tried to feed down to Ratcliffe. The pass was behind him. And back the other way comes Greg Downing. They'll play it back to Shane Jackson. Down low is Jordan McIntosh. Backdoor cut comes all the way through to Matisse, who will take it out high. 10 on the shot clock now for Benesh. Flips it back to Jackson. Couldn't bring it in cleanly. Still battles for it. Bouncing around. Jackson dangles down low. Takes a hard shot there, and ball ends up in the crease of Richards. And the outlet to Hodgson here. Partial 2-on-1. Here comes Hodgson right in. Bounced it wide on the far side. Sorensen finds the ball. Got a man way upfield here in Jackson. Here's Jackson. Steps in front. Jackson corkscrew over the top. Tried to float it, and Richards read it well.
Kind of ran past the angle there. Forced wide.
It almost looked like Richards knew exactly what Jackson was trying to do on that one. 7-2, Swarm lead it. 11:15 here to go in quarter 3. Down low is Lewis Ratcliffe. Goes one-on-one against Krapensek. Circles up high and finds Iannucci. Watt, the switch off. Sub shot there from Iannucci and stop from Carlson. A battle for the loose ball, and Gilbert trying to scoop up another LB here. He has been all over the floor here on the defensive end, has Jeff Gilbert here this afternoon. They're making an 8-second count here, and Gilbert realizes it and just throws it down Treasure Island Field. A couple of times Gilbert's been put in that position. Gives the defense a chance to regain their breath here and composure and set up again. As Brett Bucktooth will go down deep in the corner at Nooch. They better be ready to help as the Nooch wants to go to goal. Sidearm shot there as he just used his man as a screen, and Carlson stopped that one. They'll play it to Gilbert. Looking up to Andrew Watt and just gets through to him. Well, looks like Andrew Watt will stay and play some offense here. Finds Josh Gillum. Gillum, skip pass across. Crawford darts down low. He's got Tao in the middle. Crawford with some room. Hard pass, Benesh. Loads, fires right on. And Richards, the glove hand shoulder save. Battle for a loose ball along the boards. 3 Swarm and 4 Stealth in there. Ball still down on the turf. And who's going to come away with it? McIntosh had it momentarily. He's driven to the ground. And Garrison, the man to come away with the loose ball. Here's Tyler Garrison. Runs into a double team. He's stripped. Ball comes free. And Mike Grimes does well to find Reese Dutch out high. One-on-one, Reese Dutch. Stops up. Here comes Gilbert, or checking his Haas over for a double team. Hard pass across the floor. Overhand shot, stick save from Carlson, bouncing in the middle. Haas had it momentarily. And now Downing will scoop it up. He's up and across center quickly. On comes the Swarm offense as Downing will hustle off for a change. McIntosh. Hard pick there from Matisse, and that'll be a moving screen. And that'll also mean a TV timeout here down on Treasure Island Field. 9:06 to go in quarter number 3. It's 7-2 Swarm. We're back with third quarter action right here on 45 TV.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Reebok. Redefine your game with Reebok's new Black line. Reebok Black was designed and engineered for the elite lacrosse player. Reebok's Black line features a lightweight and minimalistic design with carbon light technology. Performance-driven, technology-driven, NLL proven. Find all the new Reebok lacrosse gear online at ReebokBlack.com.
Joe Moore with you. 7-2 Swarm leading. 9 minutes to go here, quarter number 3. Stealth in possession here with Cliff Smith, who goes to Lewis Ratcliffe. Quick pass to Reese Dutch. Good defense there. And another active stick from Gilbert. Here comes Dutch right in. Save from Carlson. He got the stick side glove on that one. Ball squirts free here for Krepensek to scoop up. Had to slow up his momentum to pick that one up. Gets across center. Quick move there on Garrison. Now Benesh will scoop it up out near center. Hard pass across to Crawford. McIntosh goes to goal. Was open momentarily. Didn't get the pass. Now inside Benesh. Now McIntosh bounced it wide and out of play. Richards up with it quickly. Back come the Stealth, and well, we have a bit of time here. I'd like to send out some thoughts, prayers, well wishes to the Seton Hill women's lacrosse team. That was just a horrific bus accident and pretty tragic story there, and all you can do is hope for the best when something like that happens. But just a scary, horrible bus accident there for the Seton Hill women's lacrosse team. And from the Minnesota Swarm organization to all of you, we hope for the best. Ball thrown away. Tao and Jackson will battle for it with McMichael. And Grimes, the man. Oh, look out as Richards just level as his man Jackson in behind the goal and no call. How did he miss that one, Joe? I guess Richards was stationary, but it looked like he kind of got the elbow up there a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of threw the shoulder out that time.
Jackson just hit the deck. There's Ratcliffe. Stops up, fires wide of the goal. Here's Dutch. In behind, looked like he stepped in the crease, no call. Now they finally call it.
Boy, yeah.
And Dutch rolls the ball into the corner. That could have been called delay of game. Stealth getting away with a couple here. Here's Andrew Watt. Plays it back to Ryan Benesh. Hard pass across to Crawford. Loads up, can't get the shot off. Drives into the middle. Finds Matt Gibson. Gibson so quick. Finds a man and runs. So shot right on. What was down there? Was it Card again? No, it was Andrew Watt down on top of the crease, and a nice find there from Gibson. It's a couple of times the Swarm players have found themselves wide open on top of the crease.
Yeah.
And if not for Tyler Richards, really, Joe, I mean, this scoreline could be a lot worse here for the Stealth.
Yeah, I was just about to say, credit Tyler Richards for another big save there for Washington.
There's Iannucci with a swim move, plays it out high, Bucktooth, fires right in. Carlson's shoulder save. Gilbert up with a loose ball, and he's got Sorensen with it. 2-on-1 here with Sorensen and Gilbert. Here's Gilbert right in, fires, save from Richards. Can't control the rebound. Fitchell was there, but it comes into the crease of Richards, and now it's McMichael.
Yeah.
Back come the Stealth here with Grimes.
Unfortunate on that 2-on-1, the spacing not really what they wanted coming down the floor.
Two left-handers. There's a nice leg save there from Cadillac as he flashes out the right leg to take one away. Now drops down to make a save on McMichael. And I mean, you talk about dialed in, Joe. Carlson just looks like it's a beach ball out there for him right now. Just seen, and it's almost like he's anticipating where the shots are going before they get there.
Exactly. He is seeing it very well. 33 saves and 35 shots tonight.
Here's Gillum to Tao. Trying to feed back across. Ball bounces around in the middle. Garrison can't come up with it cleanly. Now Gillum has it. Feeds down low. Here's Jackson. Oh, tried to go back to McIntosh, and it went off a stick.
Like the idea on that.
Now a shot clock violation here on the Swarm as bodies come together. Sorensen right in there. Cart turns around. Now bodies come together. Gillum and Ball in there as well. And Richards looking for a man up the field here. And we're going to have bodies go at it here. And now we're going to have a fight. It's Dan Ball. And trying to pick up the number down there, 28. Dan Ball.
Hofstrasser.
Thank you, Joe. As they are not playing any defense here, they are trading bombs. Ball ducks underneath one. Hofstrasser throws an uppercut. Oh, took one there to Ball, and now he's going to go down. As he probably have to give the decision to Hofstrasser, but credit Dan Ball for standing in there with that one. As he looks a little woozy getting off to the penalty box here. And he's going to head straight to the penalty box as I think Ball might have got rocked there by that last punch from Haustrasser. Who was fired up down there.
Yeah, definitely is. And, you could kind of start to sense the frustration coming out in Washington here. And, obviously this is one to just try to fire up the team and get him off the schneid there a little bit.
And, Dan Ball, probably one of the best guys in the league at getting under guys' skin. Fighting not quite his forte, as Haustrasser got the better of him there for sure. As Dan Ball a little woozy getting off Treasure Island Field there, but we'll see if he can return into this game or not. Might have to find himself a new green jersey as well. It looked like both players had their jerseys ripped. I'm not sure if there was an original call coming before that fight broke out or not, as the referees discuss it with the captains here.
I don't think there was, Jake, and with all the motioning toward the penalty box there, I think everything's going to be offsetting. I think it'll be 5-on-5 when we resume.
It's going to be Washington Ball, but with tonight's game, the Swarm are helping out to support Minnesota's cancer community with the annual Hive Cares event. The special jersey that the team is wearing are available for auction, benefiting the Randy Shaver Cancer Research and Community Fund. You can also support the cause in other ways. Visit mnswarm.com/hivecares. Pass for Reese Dutch goes awry, and David Earl will scoop up a loose ball. He's got a man breaking out, and Jeff Gilbert. Matisse trying to pull his way to the goal. Gilbert thinks better of it and will slow things up here as he'll find Benesh off the bench. No, he won't. He'll bounce it across to Corbin Towle. Now it's Crawford on the half wall far side. Got a screen there from Matisse, and they're going to call him again for a moving screen. There's a little push off on the back. That'll take us to break here on 45 TV. We're back with the conclusion of the third quarter. Swarm lead at 7-2. We're back after this.
Learn more about the lives of your favorite NLL players away from the game on Push Page, the new social media site hosted by athletes and celebrities. It's a place to interact and ask questions directly to your favorite players. Visit pushpage.me and click People to see a list of NLL players with push pages. You can find Minnesota's own Andrew Suter on Push Page by visiting pushpage.me/suits20. You'll find out that his first car was a Pontiac G6 and his favorite snack, sunflower seeds. Check out the page, ask the captain a question. It's all from Push Page. Certainly don't want to mispronounce that one too often, especially when talking about Andrew Suter. So let me say it one more time, pushpage.me.
Should also mention fans across the NLL network and the Lacrosse network. If you want to get at me via Twitter, you can do so at PXP, the number 4 LAX. Love to hear from your questions, comments, concerns. Welcome anytime via Twitter at PXP for Lax. Would love to hear from you.
On KFAN.com.
Con los terroristas.
Harlem Shake.
Well, Kristen, I don't know if you saw me embarrass myself out there by throwing t-shirts. I'm going to have you go as well because I'm here for
All right, Lacrosse fans, welcome back inside the Hive. Jake Elliott, Joe Moore with you here high atop Treasure Island Field. Stealth in possession, trailing by 5, 7-2. Just a one goal here in the third quarter. And it came from Jake Card, 2 men short. Here's Reese Dutch. Cliff Smith to Ratcliffe. Across the top comes Lewis. Now Iannucci couldn't handle that one cleanly. He got it back. Sorensen right on him. Iannucci a long outside shot. Got in on target as Belial battles for a loose ball and comes away with it. Runs into traffic as he looks to find a man up the middle. And now he's got Andrew Watt up in the offensive zone. Under 4 minutes we go as Jackson will go down low to McIntosh. Now out high to Benesh. Looks rink wide to Callum Crawford with a bounce pass as McIntosh circles in behind the goal. McIntosh over the top. And they're saying that one didn't contact Richards. as Crawford comes down with a loose ball. 2 on the shot clock, and Crawford will just lob it into the corner. You're wondering why didn't he take that shot on goal? Well, that's to slow down the transition back the other way. Make that defensive team chase that ball in the corner and give your offensive players time to get off the floor and get those defensive players out there. Here's Mitch Jones, double team from behind from Sorensen. He knocked that ball free with a good shot. And Earl comes in to scoop up the ball. Great defense there from number 3, Brock Sorensen. Back the other way comes Earl. The trailer is Tau. Here's Kyle Matisse. Down low to Jake Card. Give it to him, he's hot. Hook pass inside to Tau. He spun and fired, but fanned on the shot as it comes out to Matisse. 10 on the shot clock. Matisse, hook pass into the middle. Tau, sub shot. Rebound comes right back to him, and a new 30 to work with here for Tau and the Swarm. Gillum, Benesh. Benesh drives low. Feet across on the run. Matisse tried to go up and over, and Richards got the shoulder up in time. Matt Beers on the leak out. He's got it up and over center. Swarm trying to hustle back into the play here. Beers hits the trailer. It's Iannucci. And a save from Carlson right into the belly pad. Quick pass out to Andrew Watt. Back and forth we go here on Treasure Island Field.
Certainly a pace the Swarm would take.
Absolutely. That's why they call it the fastest game on 2 feet, Joe. It's just end-to-end action sometimes, and that's what makes this game so great as well. Here's Crawford, feet inside. McIntosh looks short side, and Richards stayed right with him. O'Doherty had a chance at the loose ball. Now a nice little play there from Crawford. McIntosh alone on the crease, was in behind everybody. But Matisse says, let's slow it down and work the clock here a little bit. Crawford. Matisse out high. Finds Benesh. Rink wide. Crawford, no looker. Benesh right in, and he fired it wide as he had Richards off his line. Garrison checked from behind. Battle for the loose ball as Benesh joins the party. Shot clock winding down as Matt Beers comes away with it. Garrison runs a screen for Matt Beers. Minute and 20 to go here in quarter 3.
Delayed call up coming on Minnesota. They're going to get Jackson for a trip behind the play.
So Richards to the bench. 6 attackers out onto the field here for the Stealth. Empty net. Iannucci has it down low. Rips it across to Ratcliffe. Now out high to Dutch. Loads and fires, and it's blocked on the way through. Haas trying to come up with possession here, and finally they blow the whistle. And again, the Stealth will go to the man advantage. I'm trying to think, have the Swarm had a power play yet this game, Joe?
They have not. I was just thinking the same thing. And why is a second Minnesota player going in again?
Oh, my. Oh, I think a Stealth player is going in as well, so it looks like it's going to be a 5-on-4 here, and offsetting Miners. I believe that's Dan Ball and Hofstreiser back.
Oh, there we go. Yep, that's what it is.
Hofstreiser wearing a new jersey. He'll wear 4 now here for the Stealth. Dan Ball still has his 39 on, and good to see him back in the penalty box and okay. He's a gamer, as they say, Joe. He's not going to miss any time after a scrap. And Hofstreiser had to replace his jersey as it was ripped right down the middle. So it'll be a 5-on-4 here as Jackson will serve the Miner for the trip.
So far tonight, Washington just 1 for 4 on the power play. And, you know, the Swarm came into tonight's action with the last ranked power per penalty kill unit, I should say, in the league. But they do have the shorty. 5-on-3 in this half. Still only the goal of the half.
That's amazing. Really. To score 5-on-3 is it doesn't happen often. Under a minute to go. Stealth on the power play. Here's Reese Dutch as the motion starts here from Bucktooth. Feed inside to Dean Hill. Couldn't bring in the pass. Bucktooth will chase it into the corner. He'll go down to the crease. Iannucci will slide up to the shooter. Bucktooth, a diving attempt. Ratcliffe comes away with the ball. And what are they going to say? In the crease on Washington, as Bucktooth's helmet came off after contact with Carlson. Now Gilbert will try and run this one out here. He's got Crawford, who will do the rest of the work, and finds Jeff Gilbert. About a 7-second differential between game clock and shot clock here as Tau plays the old Port Midi bounce pass off his midsection. Lob pass inside. And McIntosh looked 5-hole, and Richards got the wickets closed in time. 7 seconds to go in the half. Make it 6, make it 5. Salt in no particular hurry here. I don't think he realizes how much time's left. 1 second to go. Ratcliffe from way outside as the horn sounds to end quarter number 3. Just 1 goal, and it comes from Jay Carr, 2 men short. You can make the score 7-2 after 3 quarters of play. We'll take a break here on 45 TV and be back with 4th quarter action right after this.
Hey Swarm fans, make sure you don't miss a minute of the action. Show your Swarm ticket to receive free rides before and after every home game on all Metro Transit buses and trains. Visit metrotransit.org/swarm for more details. Welcome to the Toyota Tailgate. Tonight's lucky winners are Melissa Christensen and friends. Tonight, these fans get free Swarm merchandise, novelties, free food and beverage, exclusive seating before the game, and on the glass seats to enjoy a night of exciting Swarm lacrosse action. Thanks to Toyota, the official vehicle partner of the Minnesota Swarm. All right, fans, it's time for the Toyota Crowd Cameo. You've been submitting your photos during the game. Now it's time to see if you made the cut. Check out the video board for today's photos.
All right, lacrosse fans, welcome back inside XL Energy Center, Treasure Island Field. Jake Elliott, Joe Morgan set for 4th quarter action here, Joe. And, you know, you would have thought about this one before the game started. I don't think anyone could have predicted a 7-2 scoreline after 45 minutes of play here.
Not after 45, maybe after 15, the way things have been going. You know, last time the Swarm played, they gave up 19 to Colorado. The last time they were here, they were shut out themselves for a half. They've almost shut out Washington now for a full 30 minutes.
15 minutes left on the board. Teams back at center. Jackson in the penalty box. McIntosh and Snyder on the draw. What are they going to call? Washington ball here as the two teams have switched ends one more time. So the stealth on the power play. 58 seconds to go in it. And trailing by 5, 7-2. And here they come once again. Dutch, Ratcliffe, Iannucci, Bucktooth, and Dean Hill. Hill to Ratcliffe. Up top it goes to Bucktooth. Back to Ratcliffe, back to Bucktooth. Backhand feed to Dutch. Looks down low, nobody open. Bucktooth loads, fires, shoulder save from Carlson. Rebound comes to Hill. Back up top to Bucktooth, loads again and off the leg of Carlson and rings around the boards and out of play. It'll be stealth ball. 33 seconds to go in the penalty time to Jackson. Ratcliffe will start it in again. Bucktooth. Ratcliffe, Dutch, loads, fires, bounced off a body and out of play. It's going to remain with Washington. Seen that quite a bit here tonight, Joe. Sticks getting in the lanes of the Washington stealth shooters and deflecting shots and passes. Here's Dutch again, fires, and Carlson controls the rebound. Now he's going to look up the floor, and that ball is picked off by Justin Salt as he tried to hit Benesh off the bench. Just 5 seconds left in the penalty time to Jackson now, who is up and ready to step back onto Treasure Island Field. He'll do so now and hustle back into the play. Here's Cliff Smith. Thought about a shot, didn't take it. Back to 5-on-5 we go. Pass down to the crease to Bucktooth. Gilbert, the man on him. Feet across, Ratcliffe, tuck and go. Still Ratcliffe, look, far side top corner. Just missed. Bucktooth down low to Iannucci. Tried a bad angle shot, and Carlson's got that one.
Couple opportunities there for Washington, and Jackson out of the box had to play some defense. It looked a little lost. They almost took advantage of that.
The Swarm short man unit has been much, much better here this evening. Here's Benesh. Got some rim. Benesh feeds Crawford. Loads. Fires a high shot right in on Richards, who controls that rebound. Looks for the breakout. Nobody open. Crawford. Now it's Hofstrasser. As Sorensen will come over and rocks O'Doherty as they went shoulder to shoulder. Down low, here's Iannucci on Belisle. Can't get his shot off. Hard pass to Dean Hill. And now Reese Dutch going to go to goal. Get double team. Still Dutch going. Looked like he was in the crease. And good body there as David Earl battles for a loose ball with Reese Dutch. What do we got? Shot clock violation on the stealth. Dutch pleading his case. All for naught as Downing comes back the other way. Greg Downing. Down low to Shane Jackson. As on comes Benesh. Here's Kyle Matisse. Thought about the flip pass, doesn't take it. 12 on the shot clock. Now he's got McIntosh. Hard pass across. Backdoor cut. Matisse can't get the shot off. Here comes McIntosh down the middle. And the pass was intended for Tau as Sorensen tries to break out. Feeds the trailer Salt. Got a man in the middle. Save there from Carlson. Ball bouncing around. Tau comes up with it. Quick pass ahead to McIntosh. Gilbert joining the rush. Here comes McIntosh with Gilbert. Feet across. Gilbert almost tried to bat that ball in as he didn't handle the pass cleanly and still made contact with the ball. Here's McIntosh behind the goal now. 15 on the shot clock for McIntosh as he rolls it out high to Gibson. Matt Gibson. Back it goes to McIntosh. Looking for that dunk. Works his way out in front. Shovel shot just missed. Now they're going to have to hustle back here as bodies are trapped up the floor. It's a 2-on-1 here for the Stealth. Here's Grimes right in. Save from Carlson. Rock solid as Cadillac here this evening. Downing back the other way. 11 and a half minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Here comes Kellen Crawford, who's got 4 on the evening. Tuck and go. Crawford diving shot, and Richards makes the same rebound. Scores! Count it for Josh Gillum, his first of the year. The net was off its moorings, Joe, but Richards took his own net off, and that is a legal goal from Gillum. Question is Crawford out of the crease? No doubt about it. Gillum sticks it in the goal. It's 8-2.
Yeah, really nice first save there from Richards, moving across with Crawford. And did the flag come out? It has not. Yes, it did.
Almost a handoff there from Chris Hall to the referee, and I don't know exactly what he might be challenging here. Crawford was in the crease, but clearly had rolled out of that crease before Gillum had put the ball in. So the only thing I can think of is maybe because the net was off, but it was Richards that took that net off himself. So that's on the goalie, and that should be a legal goal. I don't think this should take too long. And everybody watches with anticipation as you get another good look at it here. So this doesn't even really matter whether Crawford is in the crease there or not, but he is not. There's the original shot attempt and the save from Richards. And you see Richards make contact with his own post there and knock it off the goal line. Gillum is allowed to reach in the crease, clearly out of the crease there, and sticks it in the goal.
Yeah, the only part of that, what we just saw, would be Crawford's initial shot. They could call him in the crease.
I don't think they can. That wasn't the original call. Regardless, he's clearly outside the crease there anyway.
But, nice save here, reaching down with the glove hand and getting that leg out on it from Richards. But
look at the quick pickup here from Gillum. One-handed, stabs that with one hand into the stick and then up and over Tyler Richards, and into the back of the goal it goes. Still giving this one a look here. Fans, don't forget our next game coming up is on March 29th as the Swarm face off against the Philadelphia Wings. Game time is 7:30. Check out mnswarm.com for more information. As you hear the horn go off and Chelsea Dagger about to fire up here as it's 8-2 Swarm.
And every goal the Swarm scores at the Hive this season means that 5 tickets are donated to local youth organizations by Innovative Office Solutions. A special thank you to Innovative Office Solutions for helping to send so many kids to the Hive.
McIntosh wins a draw right to Dan Ball. And, McIntosh has done a great job against both Snyder brothers. And now look out, this could be numbers here for the Stealth O'Doherty. Good defense there from Earl. Runs into O'Doherty. That's the second time O'Doherty's found himself on the turf. Here's Dutch. But McIntosh has really upped his face-off game against the Snake. He's always kind of been that third guy in the face-off stats, but really holding his own against the Snyder brothers lately. Here come the Swarm back into the offensive end. 10.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter now.
That's an interesting point, Jake, because he'd always been kind of that third guy behind the Snyders, but last time in Washington won 13 of 20 from Snyder.
Broken stick here for Crawford. He looks back. He wants that head back to the bench. The referee will oblige. As the Stealth come back the other way, Crawford wants that stick. He says, I got 6 points. Give me that head. Here's Bucktooth. Around the screen is Mitch Jones. Goes back to Bucktooth. Trying to post up his Dutch inside. Sorensen all over him. Dutch step back shot. Oh, it goes off of Carlson and in the goal. Is that what it takes to beat Tyler Carlson tonight? It missed the net, ricocheted off the boards, off the back of the leg of Carlson and into the net. Watch this one, folks. All you can do if you're Carlson is just shake that one off. I mean, you can't.
Oh, my gosh.
That one's nobody's fault, really.
Nope, not at all.
Early move on Snyder. We'll give the ball to the Swarm here as it's back to a 5-goal spread. We're under 10 minutes here inside the Hive. We'll take it a break here on 45 TV.
Treasure Island Resort and Casino proud to be the presenting sponsor of the Minnesota Swarm. Coming up at Treasure Island, catch Billy Gardell. That will happen on Friday, April the 26th at 8 p.m. live in the Island Event Center. For more information, go to www.ticasino.com.
Game report and autographs from Swarm players. Fans, be here for the next Swarm home game Friday, March 29th as the Swarm face off against the Philadelphia Wings at 7:30 p.m. The best way to experience the Swarm is as a season ticket holder. Right now, when you buy 2 Swarm season tickets, you get 2 more at half price. That works out to as little as $14.50 per game. It's not too late to join the Swarm family. Stop by the sales and service table at Section 103 to get your season tickets today. I would love to welcome you to the Hive today. Fans, don't forget to bid for tonight's game-worn jerseys at auctions.mnswarm.com.
Come on. Everybody.
Welcome back, lacrosse fans. This copyright telecast of the National Lacrosse League Incorporated may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the National Lacrosse League. Swarm in possession. 8-3 your score. Loose ball bouncing around. McIntosh comes up with it. Shakes off a check of Sorensen there. Feeds out front, scores! It's Benesh! They answer right back after the goal from Dutch. And it's 9-3, and now Benesh just 2 goals away, Joe Moore.
And the Washington defenders kind of looking at each other, kind of pointing at each other, going, I thought he was your guy. No, I thought he was your guy. And Benesh said, thank you very much, came right down the slot.
You know, and after that lucky goal from Reese Dutch off the inboards and off the back of Carlson, really important for the Swarm to answer back in that position. And Benesh comes up with a big one. Back to a 6-goal lead here for the Swarm as the Stealth come out with the draw. 9:20 to go. Here's Cliff Smith, lowers in the shoulder, overcomes the double team. Ratcliffe had a lane to the goal, but couldn't bring in the pass. And now Dutch goes to work on Belial. Looking for the help. Her hard pick there from Bucktooth, and a great switch there from David Earl. Hard pass. Here's Jones. Can't get the shot off. Feeds Smith. Loads. Feed across. Dutch. He's going to fire, and it's right into the midsection. And there is another lucky one from Lewis Ratcliffe as Carlson made the save. Dropped the ball down, trying to pick up that rebound, and Ratcliffe just swooped in and stole it.
Yeah, just reached in and able to fire it home almost exactly like Gillum did for Minnesota in the third, or earlier this quarter, I should say.
A couple of lucky ones here for the Stealth as they cut the lead back to 5 here with 9 minutes even to go. McIntosh wins the draw but can't come up with a loose ball. Now Snyder coming right down the pipe here, shot right on. Carlson the save. Stealth going to come away with the loose ball though. Ball far side here with Dutch. Belial watching him. Bucktooth over the hard screen. Dutch over the top. Shot goes wide. Ratcliffe can't come away with the loose ball. Plays it to Mitch Jones. Way out wide. Tried to feed across to Dean Hill on the wrong side of the floor for him. Shot clock down to 2 here. And Haas comes away with the loose ball. Hustling to the bench is Dan Ball. Off the bench comes Ryan Benesh. Right in. Soul kick save there from Carlson. Check it. It's Jackson. Excuse me. Second time I got those two mixed up, but man, oh man, what a stop from Richards off of Jackson. Desperation save. We've seen Richards do that a couple of times. Here's Crawford down low. Jackson will circle around to a strong side of Doherty, rubs him up into the wall. Spins off that check. Jackson still going, finds Benesh with a hook pass with 10 on the shot clock. Benesh over to Tao, tuck and go through the legs. Oh, another stop from Richards, who just took one away from Matisse. What a stop from Richards, who is keeping their Stealth team in the game single-handedly.
And then Jackson on the rebound would have had an open net, just couldn't control it.
Crawford inside, Jackson with a shot. Benesh scores! Off the rebound shot from Jackson, and Richards just looks like, are you kidding me? One more for Benesh to become the all-time leader in goals with 131. Sean Pollock holding that record. 2 on the night for Benesh now, and it's back to a 6-goal lead here, 10-4.
Yeah, that is number 131 in a Minnesota uniform for Ryan Benesh. He's got both Swarm goals here in the fourth quarter. And Jake, for a team that has had trouble closing things out repeatedly this year, one of their leaders, Ryan Benesh, making sure it's not going to happen tonight.
Shots on goal now, 50 for the Stealth, 45 for the Swarm. I mean, both goaltenders have just been spectacular here this evening. Possession, Minnesota. Here comes Benesh again, loads up, plays it out high to McIntosh, and now it's Tao. Tao, around the screen comes Gibson, step back. Gibson tries to dart into the middle, still going is Gibson. Gibson with some room, sub shot, scores!
Oh, wow.
Matt Gibson with a sub shot ripper, short side, top corner, it's 11-4. Oh, what a shot there from Gibson. Halfway up the pipe, short side.
Second goal of the year for Matt Gibson, who has not had a lot of action this season. And wow, was he persistent on that one.
First game inside the Hive, and he can't wipe the smile off his face right now as McIntosh wins another draw. Everything going right for the Swarm here this evening. And it's been a long time coming for this Minnesota team, Joe, to have a night like this. As we're under 7 minutes to play. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Still a lot of time in a lacrosse game. Here's Monetize, little dangle down low. Ball comes free and lands in the stick of Richards.
Right now,
there's a 7-goal spread as we stand now. Backdoor cut. Here comes McMichael, and he couldn't bring in the pass.
Right now, I'm thinking we may want to change the team colors.
We'll have to talk to the boss about that one. I don't think it's happening. But you're right. They're looking good in green. And up 7 right now here on St. Patrick's Day in St. Paul. Crawford inside. Benish! Kick save there from Richards. Loose ball comes to Crawford down on his side here, trying to battle for this loose ball. It comes free. Monetize tries to protect it. Matt Beers will scoop it up. 3-on-2 here for the Stealth. O'Doherty down the middle. Looking, O'Doherty tries to dive in, and Carlson says, Made that look rather easy as O'Doherty on the wrong side of the floor. Just kind of ran out of space and options there.
Yeah, and credit Tyler Haas for not allowing a passing lane to open up for him.
Crawford. He'll sling it across to Jackson. Running a pick and roll here with Tao right down the middle. Pass comes to McIntosh. Tried to feed Crawford. He's got a man far side on the crease. Jackson brings it in. From behind the goal, where is it? Grimes has it in behind his own net. 5:10 to go, quarter 4 now. As Grimes and Jackson come together, teammates in the sum. Now Grimes with a high check on Jackson. Did not like contact, and off the bench comes Jake Hart. And I think Mike Grimes should be the only guy going to the penalty box here.
Could it be that the Swarm get a power play tonight?
I think that's exactly what's going to happen here. As Jackson made a little bit of contact with Richards, but nothing too egregious there, Joe. And I think just a frustrated Mike Grimes decided he had seen enough there from Jackson and gave him a couple of shots to the head there. And 2 minutes goes up on the board here for 23.
Roughing the call.
Well, what do we got? 55 tickets donated by Innovative Office Solutions now. Every time the Swarm score a goal at home, Innovative Office Solutions will donate 5 tickets. A special thank you to them for helping send so many kids to the Hive. Quick shot there from Crawford, stop from Richards. We'll set it up again here. McIntosh. Benesh rips one in, high over top of the goal. Here's Monetize. Here's Benesh, shot right on Richards, the save.
Tell you, Minnesota not shy about throwing the ball on the net. 7-goal advantage, time running out. Could run some clock, but some good opportunities there with the man advantage.
Yeah, on the man advantage, you got to take your opportunities when they present themselves. As we're under 5 minutes to go now. Ratcliffe with a swim move. Andrew Watt and David Earl have just been awesome against Ratcliffe here this evening. Now Earl going to pick it up on the breakaway. Here comes David Earl right in. Faking, shooting. Save from Richards. Ball comes to McIntosh. Save from Richards again. Earl scoops up the loose ball. Here comes Tyler Haas. He says, all right, let's slow this thing down here and get the Gunners out there.
Well, Tyler Richards has got to be thinking, okay, I stopped the one breakaway. How'd you guys let a second guy sneak past you?
I mean, that's, the Stealth, they're starting to cheat upfield here a little bit. They're down 7 goals and looking for transition. They're kind of hanging their goaltender out to dry right now. Here's Jackson, backhand feed. Here's Monetize, a low shot. Another save from Richards. Oh, man. That has got to be 5 or 6. Absolutely. You talk about the top 10 plays of the week, Joe. Tyler Richards is going to have. There's Benesh. That's the 3rd, and that is the all-time record in a Swarm uniform with 132 goals.
A hat trick tonight for Benny, and all 3 of them coming here in the 4th quarter.
Oh, Benny stepping up here in quarter number 4. He's got 3, and now is the Swarm's all-time leader in goals scored. Congratulations to Ryan Benesh. He makes it 12-4 on the power play. I was about to say, Joe, we talked about Tyler Richards. We don't want to pump the tires too much here, but some of the saves he has made here. Here's Jackson and another stop from Richards have been absolutely spectacular stops. Like,
yeah, they
I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's amazing.
Well, you know,
but
Richard,
the guy down the other end hasn't been too bad himself,
Oh,
and Tyler Carlson. I mean, let's not forget the Swarm have got 12 goals here. Tyler Carlson has only allowed 2, and 1 came off the back of the boards and into the net.
And there at time, Richards gets some help with the post.
Back the other way come the Stealth as we're in this stretch run here. 2:38 to go in the game. There's Dutch, scores. Sub shot from Dutch, far side, skips it under the glove of Tyler Carlson, and it's 12-5.
Oh, and a flag comes off the Minnesota bench.
Interesting there from Sullivan. Might as well challenge this Joe. I'm thinking Joe Sullivan than Joe Moore, but you might as well challenge this right here because, you know, under 2 minutes it becomes the referee's responsibility to challenge. You still got your challenge. You might as well challenge us. Only 2:33 to go here in the fourth quarter. So heads up coaching play there from Joe Sullivan.
Trying to pick up from the Toyota Professor what the challenge might be. Still not exactly sure what the challenge is on this.
We'll have a look at the replay, as will you, and have a look at the shots now, Joe. 56-52 in favor of the Swarm.
Yeah, you know, whoever the poor goaltender to our left tonight, Jake, has seen a lot of rubber fly his way.
No doubt about that one from Ray Stutch. Should be a fair. I always say this should be a fairly quick review. It never seems to be the case.
Swarm have fired 20 shots in this quarter alone. Obviously helped by that power play, but they have been accurate when they have released the shots here in the fourth quarter.
The signal is a goal. So make the score 12-5 now in favor of the Swarm with 2:33 here to go in the game. Fans, one more time, don't forget to get on to mnswarm.com/auctions and bid on these game-worn jerseys. All proceeds go to the Randy Shaver Community Cancer Research Foundation. Tyler Carlson's helmet also up for auction as well, and that might be the high bid.
He may not
high
want
ticket item. He may want to buy that thing himself. Yeah. Here's Ratcliffe looking far side. That one nowhere near the goal. As Iannucci comes down with it, he runs into a roadblock, feeds Reese Dutch, trying to power his way. Double team comes from Belisle. Still Reese Dutch feeds inside. Ratcliffe with a spinning shot there. Didn't miss by much. Now it's picked up by David Earl. Circles back, runs into a hard check there. Delayed call coming up as Belisle tries to come out with it. He manages to stay on his feet here. Canavan up the floor, and Jackson, who will just slow things up here. Carlson to the bench. Here comes Crawford. A minute and 45 to go. 10 on the shot clock here for CC. Feeds, Benesh. Hard pass down to the crease. It's Tau into the middle. It's Matisse, and an arm save there from Richards. A new 30 to work with here, and a 6-on-5 for the Swarm. A minute and a half to go. And really no hurry here for the Swarm. They can just hang on to this thing. Crawford wants to go for looking for the goal. Finds Gillum in the corner. 15 on the shot clock for Jackson. Loads up, backhand feed inside. Tau! And off the post it goes. Right back into the stick of Tau. And a new 30 to work with here again. Crawford will pull this one out and run some clock. 60 seconds to go. Feed inside. Jackson in some trouble. Spinning shot there goes wide. Matisse has it with 10 on the shot clock. Benesh steps in, fires, and it goes wide. Will it stay in play? Yes, it will. Down to 3 on the shot clock. Benesh skip past Matisse, gets a shot off from his knees as Richards makes the save with 42 seconds to go. We got one more timeout here on 45 TV. We're back with the conclusion right after this.
Join us at the High for the next home game Friday, March 29th as the Swarm face off against the Philadelphia Wings. Game time 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Check out mnswarm.com for more information and tickets. And while you're on the MN Swarm website, if you're looking for one-of-a-kind auction items, check out auctions.mnswarm.com. Bid on exclusive team-issued items, experiences, and more.
While you were out of town. We want to hear about it. Nominate them today at mnswarm.com/Toro. All right, Lindsay, where are you?
Hey, Bruce. I'm over here in section 115 for the best part of the night. Guys, it is time for Dance for Your Dinner.
Welcome back inside the Hive. Jake Elliott, Joe Moore with you into the final 40 seconds here. Swarm up by 7, 12-5, and on the power play. Here's Shane Jackson, feet inside. Crawford over the top, and that one caught a piece of the shoulder of Richards. And they can virtually just hang on to the ball here for the rest of the way. Benesh steps in. Crawford was looking for the dunk attempt on the wrong side of the floor there. It'll end up in the stick of Grimes. As Matt Beers in possession now, down to 10 seconds. And Beers will just hang on to this one with 3 seconds to go. Close it down to Mitch Jones with one final shot in on Tyler Carlson. As the horn sounds to end this one. Joe, a much needed win here for the Minnesota Swarm as they improve to 4-7. The Stealth dropped to 7-5, but records broken here tonight by Benesh and Crawford, and an outstanding performance in goal from Tyler Carlson, David Earl, Andrew Watt, Jeff Gilbert. I mean, everything just came together here this evening.
Throw Tyler Haas into the mix as well, very strong on the defensive side of the floor, and I think just a massive exhale from the Minnesota Swarm organization to get back into the win column here this evening. Kind of wipe away the last 3 games worth of frustration with a dominating 12-5 win here this evening.
Goalie showing respect in the handshake as they had to stop and had a brief word there. And, you know, we've been waiting all year long, Joe, for, you know, not only the transition game or not only the defense or not only the offense to show up on any given night, but tonight all 3 facets of that Minnesota Swarm team showed up to play. And you look at the scoreboard and the result is 12-5 for the Swarm.
Yeah, and, you mentioned it was Crawford and Carlson early, especially when the Swarm go down with 2 penalties early in the first quarter. Carlson backstopped them. Crawford kicked it into gear, and then his longtime teammate Benny brought it home. He has the hat trick in the fourth quarter.
Well, a well-rounded victory here for the Minnesota Swarm as they take down the first place Stealth 12-5 in this one. Your final shots on goal, 60 for the Swarm, 53 for the Stealth. For TV 45, that is going to do it for us. For Joe Moore, for Jake Elliott, and for the fastest game on 2 feet, we'll see you inside the Hive. And we will keep it live here inside the Hive on the NLL Network and the Lacrosse Network. And Tyler Carlson, Ryan Benesh, Callum Crawford, a few of the names that we mentioned all down on Treasure Island Field now having a word with the professor, Joe. And tough to really pick one of those guys out for the player of the game. They all played so well.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, early on I would have said easily it's Callum Crawford tonight being the star of the game, but I look up there and only 5 goals on 53 shots allowed by Tyler Carlson. It's hard to argue against him.
And one came from behind the net.
So, like you mentioned, Jake, they just clicked in all facets of the game tonight, and hopefully this is what the Swarm needs to really mount a late season run here.
It just kind of reassures everything that the coaching staff and the ownership and management and everybody else was trying to reinsure and reinstill into the players' belief that, listen, the talent is here. It's time to do it on your own now. You know, we've given you the game plan. We've given you everything that you need to be successful here in Minnesota. It's up to you guys to go do it on the floor, now. And again, when they put everything together, you see what kind of team this team can be, and a very convincing win over a very good Washington Stealth team.
Yeah, definitely. And, I will speak for me personally, and I think I probably speak for a lot of Minnesota Swarm fans, just wondering if this youth movement, maybe what we expected last year is happening this year, and maybe we got too young, too fast, not enough veteran leadership, especially with Suter out of the lineup. But Crawford has really stepped into that captain's role nicely here in Minnesota.
Yeah, he's more of a lead-by-example guy. Not that Andrew Suter isn't, but Suter much more vocal than Callum is in the dressing room. So, since Suter has gone down, Crawford's point production has gone sky high, and he's really taken the burden on his shoulders to lead this team on the field. And another fantastic game at a 98 here tonight. 5 games left for the Swarm now, 4-7, and 2 of those games coming against the Colorado Mammoth, and one of those games is going to be the final game of the year. And I got a pretty sneaking suspicion, Joe, that final game of the season between the Swarm and the Mammoth is going to be for all the marbles.
Yeah, definitely. In fact, it's the final 2 games that Minnesota plays here and there, actually there and then here at the Hive to close out the season. Yeah, it's, the playoffs really, I think, for Minnesota started tonight. I know that Coach Sullivan during the week said, if we can make 500 this season, finish 5-1, get to 8-8, it was going to be a very good season given everything that's gone on.
Well, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I mean, they did go on a 5-game run to finish off the year last year to finish at 9-7. So, 6-0 may be a bit of a stretch. I don't think 5-1 is all that far out of the realm of possibility. Philadelphia taken down by Toronto earlier today, and I'm still not quite sold on the Philadelphia Wings. They seem to be quite inconsistent. Sometimes the different team shows up on different nights, but you mentioned those 2 games against Colorado, and then you sprinkle in Buffalo, who is in Colorado here this evening. We'll keep an eye on that one as well. There's 4 games in the National Lacrosse League today, and what a game we saw here today. 12-5, the Swarm take down the Stealth.
You mentioned Philadelphia, and you're not sold on them. That is the Swarm's next game here in just under 2 weeks. They also have a trip into Philadelphia. Yes. So, now 4 out of these last 5 games against teams that you're really kind of trying to chase down in the standings so that you're not that 9th team and missing out on the playoffs.
Probably not the greatest time to have a bye week here for the Swarm coming off a big emotional victory, but probably not a bad time either. As you get a win, and now you get a little rest, and you come back and you get another game at home. Back-to-back games at home here, where the Swarm have really been exceptional over the last couple of years. All things. It's amazing what a victory can do. Is I know you're checking the updates there. If you got some scores coming in from Rochester and Colorado.
Yeah, Edmonton goes into Rochester, knocks off the Nighthawks 11-9 this evening, and out in Colorado at halftime 7-5 Mammoth over Buffalo.
Oh, interesting scores there as the Edmonton Rush continue to be hot here in the National Lacrosse League. And of course, Buffalo and Colorado last week, a lot of suspensions coming out of that as a line brawl at the end of that game. And those 2 teams definitely, showing some distaste for each other. So, lots of storylines going around the league right now, but it's amazing what a victory will do for a team's psyche and for their emotional state. And I imagine it's a pretty happy locker room down there, and St. Patrick's Day here in St. Paul. What more do you want? It's time to go have a good time here, Joe.
It's a good
much
combination.
Needed victory. That is going to do it here for us in the National Lacrosse League Network and the Lacrosse Network. Big thank you for tuning in here to the webcast here this evening. Once again, if you'd like to find me, you can do so on Twitter at PXP4LAX. PXP for Lax. That's going to do it for our technical director, Matt. For Joe Moore, I am Jake Elliott, and for the fastest game on 2 feet, we'll see you inside the Hive.